So that was the highest point, because when I saw the lights light up in the garage, that's where the bike is. That's where it is. I realized this is it, I got it. The officers told me, he's like, in 20 years of working in Vegas on the force, he's never seen a bike recover like this. He was interested in the bike, because even if someone steals it, I can get the bike back. My name is David Chow, and I'm an engineer, an avid follower of technology. I'm a helicopter pilot, and I'm a Urtopia bike owner. We were on a family RV trip across country, and we stopped in Las Vegas for dinner, very short, and when it was about 10 p.m., June 13th, we went for dinner, and when we came back, those two bikes were stolen. They pulled them off our RV, and it was devastating, because we had, I think it was literally 2 weeks that we had the bike, and we had some enjoyment of it. We rode around at the Grand Canyon, California, so it was a complete letdown. It was like, I was just devastated, you know. It was so enjoyable, all of a sudden it's gone, you know, and all kinds of thoughts went through my mind, like, hey, where are they? You know, how did they get it? How do they, you know, steal it, and where are they at the moment, you know? And I was thinking, should I buy some more, you know, and all kinds of thoughts went through my mind, anger, frustration, and then just, that was pretty sad. So the first thing I did was I reached out to Urtopia, and they were very nice, and I knew there was a beta tracking capability, the GPS and the eSIM. It wasn't quite available at the app at the time, but the team was like, hey, we'll activate it, and all the routes showed up in my app. I was really excited, you know, watching the bike move around in Las Vegas. It was pretty cool. I mean, there's no bike ever that's done that, you know, built in. So I wanted to make sure that I can recover the bikes, at least one, you know, before I book a ticket out there. And I think the turning point was working with the team. One of the routes showed up in the suburbs of Las Vegas. And when I saw that the bike was ridden in the neighborhood and then came back to the original point, I was like, that's where the bike is. That's where it is. And I was checking impulsively, compulsively, all the time. Anyway, so I booked the ticket, and it was about 2 weeks since it was stolen, I finally got it. But I made the decision, booked the ticket, and then got out there, and that was the deciding point. I didn't want to fly out there and not be able to recover one or both bikes. So when I landed, you know, it was really early. I drove straight to the location directly from the airport, and I think I arrived around 4 a.m. and with my phone in hand, and I walked the neighborhood, because I think the beta feature at least needs the Bluetooth to connect. So I was, you know, very anxious, because I could have flown here and it doesn't connect and I'll never get the bike. But the Bluetooth finally connected to the bike. I was so excited. And then I just flashed the lights, and I found the house that it was 4 a.m. in the morning, the lights lit up, and I was like, yes, that's my bike's in that garage. And I was so elated, I was so excited. But and then once I confirmed was there, I called the police. I didn't want to waste their time, you know, oh, maybe in this neighborhood, they'll never, you know, go house to house to check. I wanted to make sure that it's there and prove it to them, you know. And so I called the police, gave them my case number. I had filed a stolen bike report, and yeah, I did before I arrived, way before. And then they showed up 4 hours later. I just sat there and waited, kind of in a corner. I didn't want to, watching the house. That was about 8, actually more like 9, and they actually surrounded the house and asked me to stay in the car. It makes sense. You don't know what kind of house is there. And and they talked to the owner, and it turns out I think he's a doctor or worked in the medical field, and he bought it off of somebody, you know, a bum maybe, and I never met him. I didn't meet him, but I was able to go in the garage and pull my bike out and prove that it was mine. So that was pretty exciting. Like you know, those bounty hunting shows, you know. I feel like I scored. I was able to prove that the bike was mine by flashing the headlights and making it honk, and also we matched the frame ID with what was on the case file. So, what's interesting, the officers told me, is like in 20 years of working in Vegas on the force, he's never seen a bike recover like this. And most bikes are just gone. There's a whole secondhand market out there. Yeah, he was interested in the bike. He's like, what is this? He was trying to find out more information about it, and it was exciting for all of us, you know. So I think the most exciting is when I saw the lights light up in the garage. There was a curtain, and before that, everything's on the line. You know, I flew out there, I took time off, I could have wasted all my time, you know. But when that light flashed in the garage window, I was like, this is it, you know. And I was so happy, I was just elated. So that was the highest point, because I had worked with the team and flown out there, and everything was on the line, and finally I confirmed the bike was there. You know, before that I was thinking maybe they could have moved it, or maybe the GPS is off. There's a lot at risk. But when it flashed, I realized this is it, I got it, you know. And of course I staked out kind of diagonally, because I want to make sure he didn't ride off or go somewhere with it, you know.
And you actually beat the horn?
Yes.
From your phone?
I did, yeah. So it was, of course, it's 4 a.m. I honked the horn. I was like, oh no, I might have woke him up, you know. I was terrified though. I was walking on the sidewalk, and I was like, oh, I just ran away. Kind of. After I found the bike, I was absolutely elated. I was so happy to get my bike back, along with all the amazing features that the bike offered. That once was fairy tale, and now it's back in my hands, with all the, you know, the beautiful carbon, especially the GPS and the eSIM that enabled me to recover the bike. I was on top of the world. And if I were to need another bike for my kids or recommend to friends and family, this would be the bike to get for an urban type setting. I would buy more of these. This is awesome. Because even if someone steals it, I can get the bike back, and that's worth anything. That's an investment in a product like this.